Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. So it's Friday book haul tonight, but I thought since she's behaving herself, I would zoom in and show you the dog on her little bed under my table, patiently waiting for me to finish. So that is my Angel, that's her name. I don't like that name because she's an absolute terror, but my daughter wanted to keep it, so we kept it. So she's being a good girl. So yes, so I'm just going to move you back. Bit bumpy. Zoom out a little bit. So yes, lovely day here in South Australia and looking forward to a nice weekend weather-wise. So I get out in the garden, I reckon. I've got a lot of books to get through, so we'll get started and then I can get on with some crafting. So I don't know how much I want to zoom out. Starting with the bigger ones, I think I'll leave it like that. Okay, so these are all out of the, well, they would have been going to the recycle bin. I got told when I got there in the morning that there were all these books going that didn't sell at the sale and we couldn't fit them back in the shop. So I had to rush out there and grab what I wanted before they all went. And there were a few gardening ones. I won't bother with the date on these because, you know, none of them are really old or anything. But there was this Australian Gardening A to Z. Lovely flower pictures. Try and avoid the glare where I can. But yeah, lots and lots of pictures in that one, so there'll be some envelopes made out of some of the big ones and some pages. Some nice ones for journaling cards. That one, a Woman's Day vegetable gardening. That looks very 70s. Not the best pictures in it, but I'd use the citrus ones. My daughter wants to make a citrus themed journal sometime, so, and that sort of piqued my interest to wanting to make one sometime as well. So I do keep pictures of the citrus fruits if they're decent. Growing perennials. Now this just had a little section where it has some flower pictures. And they're gorgeous lilies. My lilies just opened up today, so I must take a photo of that. Try and remember to share it with you because it's beautiful. So yeah, a few nice photos in that one. The Complete Urban Farmer. Now this one's got a lot of your black and white illustrations, which I think are really nice. So they can be watercoloured or just put in as they are. That'd be nice for collaging. You know, they're good because you can vintage them up nicely as well. A book on lavender, which I always grab something like that. I'd like to do, I'm sure in my future I'll do a lot of lavender themed journals. I love purple, as people know. And yeah, I like lavender. I have a few lavenders in my garden now. The first spot I planted them in gets inundated with water, so I've had to, and that just kills them. So I've now learnt that they don't like that, and moved some and they seem to be booming now. So there's not a lot of colour pictures, there's a few here. But I'd use the information pages to make pockets and that for the background to stick pictures on in a journal. And for the collages. Making the most of water gardening. Glad I showed you my dog being good on her bed because she's up wandering around now, wanting me to stop and do I don't know what with her because she doesn't really do anything. So yeah, lots of water plants. There's some nice ones. I think they're iris there. So a few nice photos. Lots of the purple ones. What indoor plant is that? Indoor plants tend to be a bit boring in the books, but this looks alright though, a bit of ephemera. Not sure how old that is. Love the nice green page at the start. Sterling McAvoy, got one of his rose books. 76, some of those are quite nice. Again, I'd probably use my circle punch since you don't get the full picture and punch some circles out. Nice journaling card size. In front of pocket size. Bloom's Best. Fancy that, being a gardener and having the last name Bloom. Again, really nice coloured pages there. I was able to go through the ones that I have ripped out previously and find a whole heap which are going to be great in one of my next journals, because the person likes Outback, and I thought, well, maybe the brown and the orange and the dark reddish tones will be nice in that, and I found heaps and heaps of pages like this in those colours that I think would be really nice to rip up and try and do some artsy stuff with. Yeah, some really nice pictures in this one as well. Glossy, but still really nice. If you're not doing a vintage style journal, then these sort of glossy ones don't bother me. I think they look quite nice, especially if you're doing a colour themed journal. A Gourmet Harvest. I think this had black and whites again, yeah. Nice little illustrations there. Honey pot. So it's got a few colour ones, but they're mostly, yeah, nice little black and whites. Living with Flowers. It's like a flower arranging book. Sometimes I like these sort of pictures. That's pretty cool, the border on that. And then at the end of the day, one of the bosses came in and asked me if I used Australian Geographics, because they had a whole box of them that if no one took was going over to the recycling. So I was like, yes. I'll have a look at them and see what I can find in them. So I'll go through them when I've got time and grab what I want, and then probably send them down to my mum and see. Isn't that fascinating? Creepy, prickly thing. You can get some really nice pictures though on these type of things. So good look through those. I thought I'd just pull two out and show you what they're like, but there's an eagle back there. I'll be pulling him out and keeping him wherever he went. Look at that, that's gorgeous. A lot of those sort of things in too. I'd probably pull these cards out. They're a great size to cover over for a journaling card background. Alright, now the rest are all old books. There were a whole lot that were heading out to the bin, and so I just grabbed and thought I'd look at them when I get home, and then I found more when they were being priced and that, and they were going into the bin as well, so I grabbed them. But I just, yeah, can't help myself now. I just love them. The Crock of Gold. I thought it was a crock of something else, but apparently it's a crock of gold. So, but look at the embossing on it. Beautiful. It's a little bit browned and murky up the top, but other than that it's not too bad. So I'd really love to restore that sometime. It's not very nice on the back, so I'll see what I can do. I'll have to learn a lot more about cleaning the books and that before I do some of these ones. This one's 1913. I don't think it had pictures, this one. Lovely cream pages. Oh, they're alright colouring considering how old it is. Alright, The Curtain Rises. Again, I love the cover on this. It's not very nice on the inside. It's starting to get a bit mouldy by the looks, so get a bit funny about keeping the mouldy ones home for long. I'll probably die of inhaling book mould the way I'm going, but yeah, I'll probably gut this pretty quickly and just keep the pages that look alright. 1927 this one is. Just lovely. It looks like a play or something. Yeah, it is. got the songs and stuff in there, and who says what. Joy of Youth. First published 1950, so it's not as old as what it looks. I love that picture. A lovely old picture. Might have a few more pictures. Let's have a look at the back. Oh no. Nice coloured pages again. Love the cover on this. Lucid Intervals. I have them sometimes. Yeah, but yeah, love the leaf on it. And I think that would be a beautiful little cover for a botanical journal or something, or a birdie journal. So this one's 1936. Love that title. A Warning to the Curious and Other Ghost Stories. This one's got me fascinated, so I might have to have a little read of it. That's probably not what I think it is. And when you open it up, someone's stapled in a poem. I don't know whether they've written it themselves. I'll have to do a search on the internet and see whether it's a popular one on the internet or something, but I'll definitely be keeping that and putting it in probably a private journal. It's a bit morbid, but it's, yeah, lovely. This one's 1925. And it's a type of paper. I've got one or two books I like this where it's all roughed up on the edges. Very old. Modern verse for young people. It's a pity that's ripped because that's quite nice with the daisies. 1946 this one is, so I'm going to read all the verses in it. It's got a few pictures with the verses as well. That's pretty cool. And a snail. The Age of Elegance. Love that cover too. The colour on it's beautiful. Probably needs a new spine, but I might reuse that one. 1950s this one. I love the colour of these pages. They're a real light coffee. Very different colour. There's heaps of them. The Last Days of Pompeii, another fascinating one. It's got some really nice embossing. It's got the embossed title up the top. Look at how, who needs to coffee dye when they look like that? Oh, look at that. The picture and the front. Just gorgeous. Now, I can't remember if this one had a date. I think I'll have to look this one up. But it's just so brown. The Lighter Side of School Life. October 1923. That sounds like it might be a bit of a funny one as well. Dickens' Tale of Two Cities. Got some nice, doesn't look embossed, it just looks stamped. The cover of that one. Love the ones with little pictures at the start. 1921, yeah. Nice thin pages in that one. Little Entertainments, I love this, and How to Manage Them. Yeah, I just love the cover. And it's so old. I think I've got some scanning to do one day. I've got a lot to do one day. But it's just gorgeous. 1904 too. And look, some of the pages have these invitations. I think that'd be really cool to scan and use. So Yeah, I'm going to enjoy going through that one. This one's Scaramouche. When I saw that, all I could think of was Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. So I had to have it just because of that. Check that out. Absolutely gorgeous. Whoops, I should hold it so you can see it, not me. Did this have a date? Good question. No date in that one. So I'll look that one up as well. Looks old though, doesn't it? Especially that photo at the front. Tobit Transplanted. No, covers in really good nick, so I reckon that one. Another nature journal. Nice vintage nature journal cover. And what I think I really liked is I love these little sticker things that they put in some of the books, and usually they come off quite easily, so I'll try and get that one off afterwards because they make really cool ephemera. 1931 this one, and for being that old, it is in such good nick really. I love the creaminess of the pages in that one. Okay, and then there are a few like religious books, so I just grabbed them. I didn't look at them and I just grabbed them because they were going so quick, taking things to chuck out, and I thought some people might like some pages of these in the future. So I've got a few Bibles. 1960, and they're not the oldest, but the pages are really cool. So as I said, it's just hard to see all these books going out, so in the future I might try and do some page packs up if I ever get a shop open, and people can, if they want them, they can get some. But it is, yeah, sad to see them go out. So I love these like leather look covers as well, so it'd be nice to reuse them. And the colours on the sides of them all, because they all have like, I think it's one of the next piles I've got has some, there's green ones and all different colours. They're really cool. This one's got some colour pictures as well. It's not too old, one would think 70s or something for this one. Yep, 1970 for that one. And this one, which looks even newer, but cover, really good neck cover, I like that, so I think I'll be keeping that cover. It's nice and thick to be able to fit a good few signatures in as well. That would probably be 70, yeah, 76. And then this one, looks quite new on the inside. 89, yeah, that's quite new, that one. I have a smaller pile. This one, if I can get it out. Usually if these boxes are in good nick, I keep them because they're really cool to stand up together and have tags and bits of paper and that in my craft room. I try to reuse all this stuff for storage. I even got, which I forgot to bring over, with the Australian Geographics, there were 2 cases that held like 10 of them or something. Don't know what they're made out of. They're like leather look, and I think they're going to be really good to store some of my A4 papers. Common Prayer and Common Praise, this one. Love the silver and the gold that you get on these as well. And yeah, these pages are real thin and nice. Not sure about that one. If it says on the base. No. The Rudiments of Criticism. I think I've got that down pat, I was going to say, but I'm not too critical. 1925 for that one. So quite old. Pretty good nick. Another Bible in a box. And yeah, look at the colour on that. Not sure about the age of that one either. Oh, this one. Love the black on the inside of this one. It was gifted in 52, so it'd be around that age. And look, it's got blue on the outside of the pages. This is Gould's Pocket Pronouncing Medical Dictionary. I think everyone should have one of these because who can pronounce medical terms? Not me. So I think this one's quite interesting. 1949, so quite old, and it's got those little tabs for the letters. I think that's a really cool little book, that one. And the Pocket Oxford Dictionary, like I need more dictionaries. It's not too old, 78. Alright, which pile next? I think we'll do this one. 50 of the famous music composers. I thought, you know, it doesn't look like there's much in this. It's not in the best nick. 1947 it says, but look at the gorgeous pages and pictures. They are glossy, but I think they're gorgeous. So for a music themed journal, I think people would love those. This one is Prophets, Priests and Kings. And it's got really nice little embossing on there. Nice and old looking. $1927 was this reprint. It has photos here and there, well, not photos but sketches of the men here and there. London Belongs to Me. $1949, that one. But yeah, nice pages for collaging. Nicely coloured. Love the cover on that one. And even the spine's quite nice. It's The Cloister and the Hearth. And yes, it's got the pages that have been all chewed up along the edges. I don't know what sort of paper it is that does that, but it's, yeah, interesting. This is copyright 1893, this one. It's in, you know, looking at that, that is in pretty good nick for 1893, isn't it? But look at the, love the little, don't know what to call them, but illustrations, that'll do. And the, I know that they're called, are they illuminated letters? But I think that's when you colour them in, but anyway. I have no idea what I'm on about, so, yeah. But look, it's got illustrations everywhere. So it's another one that I'll probably look into scanning, I think, because I just love it. They're like little treasures that you go and find, aren't they? This one, again, love the size of the cover on that. And the embossing. This is Arthur Mee's Book of Everlasting Things. Don't know if that has, I thought this one did have a date, but it doesn't look like it. So I'll have to look that one up, I think. Illustrated with 78. No, it doesn't. This one I thought had really cool, yeah, the pictures. It's like poetry and art or something. The pictures in it are amazing, and the colour of them as well. I'll try and find another one of the nicer ones. I would think it's quite old. Oh. One more pile of the vintage books, and then just a couple that I bought. The Newspaper Reader, the Journal of the 19th Century on Events of the Day. This one sounds really interesting too, and look at that for the cover. How could you not want to make that one into a journal? It is quite old in that though, but I must salvage that somehow. It's a gorgeous picture in the front, and it's such a nice creamy brown colour. So this one, if you can see, is 1879. I think this would be quite interesting. Election of a Pope, Death and Funeral of Washington, Burning of the Queen Charlotte. It's not what you read these days. The Opium Trade, Death of Pitt. So that's going to be fascinating to go through that one. A bit of scanning to do in that one too. This is Pettigrew's collection of epitaphs. Oh yeah, I love this one too. Bond's Antiquarian Library. Now, I don't know, yeah, you can see that. The embossing on this was gorgeous. I think the back, it stands out a bit more on the back. And even on the spine. I'll have to try and do something with that one in the future too. This one is, would you believe, I think it's my oldest yet, 1857. Chronicles of the Tombs. Isn't that cool? And really, these pages are in excellent nick for that age. So yes, and there's a few pictures in there which will be quite interesting. And just the different writing and that of the epitaphs. So yeah, really happy with some of these old ones. Oh, this is probably my favourite. Look at that. If I Were King George by Happy the King's Dog. I'm probably going to make myself a journal with that because I just think that is gorgeous. And then we've got a photo in here of Happy. Well, it's not a, is it a, no, it's a painting or something. Isn't that cute? Yeah. Not sure how old this one is either. I'm going to look this one up though. It'd be quite old by the looks of the pages. But yeah, just love that cover and the picture of him on the inside. Another one with beautiful embossing. It's just on the spine and on the front. The spine's not too good though, so I think I'll just salvage the front of that for a little cover. This one I think is really old again. The Life of Charles Stewart Parnell. 6th of March 1910 on the date of the preface. Is that how you say that? Probably. So just very nice and old. It's got a little bit of newspaper ephemera for me. That's very dark. And there was Table Talk. Another one that I love because it's got the illustrated pages at the start, which I really like. That's lovely. And this one, which is very old. Where the Dead Men Lie and Other Poems, I think it says. Now, it says it was gifted in 2997. I don't think it was this century. And it's got this note in there. Edited with notes and memoirs. That a previous seller had put on it for £260. I doubt it's worth that much because of the condition that's in, but I will look it up. Beautiful photo there. And this one is 1897. That will be a very interesting one to go through, and look, it's got some illustrations as well. Gorgeous vintage pictures. So more scanning to do sometime. I shall hire my son to do a whole lot of scanning for me one day. And then there was Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. I just see Jane Austen and I feel like I have to grab it because everyone seems to like her. But when I took the dust cover off and saw the pattern, I thought that was quite cute. Don't know if it's little flowers. So I thought, might as well reuse the cover at least. 1962 this one is, but they're nice cream pages as well for your collaging and that. And then my only purchases today were these. I saw that they had a few more music books in, and at $1 a piece I thought, why not? Because I like to grab them when you can get so many pages. So I got this one, Passion by Bach. Lovely sheet music. And I really love the covers, especially this one. This one looks nice and old. The Royal Edition of Mendelssohn's songs. English and German words. Price 5 shillings. So, trying to see if there is a date on this one. I might have to look it up, because that one does look very old. If I can, sure there's 2 pages here. Oh, it doesn't say there. Beautiful though. The back's really nice as well. Mozart Magic Flute. So yes, I won't run out of music in a hurry. And Haydn Creation. Oh, got through it and the batteries didn't run flat when the memory card didn't run out, so that's great. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Take care, and I will see you again soon. Bye.